So you got that acceptance letter, huh? You'll be going to college soon and wasting your time and money. Hello, everyone. This is 20th Century Enthusiast here, and today I'm going to be talking to you obviously about college and my opinions behind it. Because believe me, they aren't what most people say about it today. Um, College is becoming next to useless, or maybe not so much useless, but not worth the money you have to spend. I'll use the most expensive example to prove my point, but Harvard University, as you probably know, in this year the tuition is going to estimate to cost about $38,000. Probably just about 40,000. I'll say 40 to be exact. Um, for 1 year. Um, and did you know that Harvard in 1915 cost $150 for the whole year? 150 freaking dollars. Okay. I could pay to go to medical school, factoring in, let's see, 100 times over. Just about. Probably more than that, actually. So, yeah, I mean, what's going on in today's world? There's no way that I can afford the tuition now, just not even one semester, let alone the whole year. And it's supposed to get you to the same place it did then, and a life of opportunity, prestige, a prestigious life. But it's the same thing for more money, or at this point, it's becoming less valuable because in those days, a college degree in 1915, a college degree was hard to come by. Not many people had it. It meant something. Nowadays, it almost means more if you don't have one because you're taking a different approach in life. You're actually thinking about things, not just saying, "Oh, college equals good, equals what everyone wants me to do, equals must do." What the hell does that even mean? Do what you want. Don't just listen to every other brainwashed idiot. Back then, in those days, if you had a college degree, you were set for life. It was, yeah. If you could survive just 4 years in college, maybe even two to guess. I don't even know if they had an associate's degree, but if you survive 4 years in college just to get a bachelor's, you're probably set for life. And masters and all these things, forget it. You're just give you $1 million or $2 million, and those days that was like hundreds of millions of dollars, and let you be on your way. You were set. But especially now, too many people are going to college because of student loans existing, which that didn't exist in those days. You could go or you couldn't go. End of story. There was no student loans crap that said, oh, you can still go even though you can't afford it. Just make sure you pay it back. Well, that's a death trap because people who graduate college, a lot of them just find they can't get jobs. They're better off not going because now they have this debt for going to college on top of not having a job. Same scenario as if you didn't go in the first place. Your degree is worthless. You throw in the fireplace and burn it. It's because everyone has it. So what does it mean? Except the select few that don't go, they don't have it. They have their degree is in their mind, or their degree is what they want it to be. They don't have to give in and have a piece of paper that says something that all. So basically, you went to college for 4 years, possibly longer, because, like I said, to go to medical school, you need to go for 8 years, and to get a judicial degree, forget about it. But I think that's 10 or 12. But so you went there to get a degree or several degrees, because you upgrade to different degrees as you go on after your bachelor's or associates. Um, to get a piece of paper that I can go into the forest, just and if I knew what I was doing, turn a tree into paper in no time, and writes that I'm qualified for something. Nobody would believe me, of course, because they would look into it and see that I'm lying. But that's their opinion, and I'm just better off not doing anything. I won't lie about it. I don't have a degree. Who cares? All these, yeah, all these places convince you that it makes a difference. And have you ever heard the million dollar lie, as I like to call it, because it is being called that by many people? Yeah, it's true that people may make $1 million if they get the job. That will start them higher. But you forget, if they went to college and they were in debt, it may be more like only 800,000, 700, 600, as low as five. So they only make half a million more in their lifetime. And I'm sure with all the spending they do in college, this is kind of an interesting thought. But when you just throw money at people like that, I don't know. You don't really know how to save money. You're spending money for. It's not the same as if you just get out of high school and start working. You know how to you know more about what money means. Also, you're getting a job. You have a job. And there's something in college called lost income, which is the years you would spend there giving them money, you weren't getting money yourself from working. Makes sense? Let me know, because I'm wondering the same thing. If I'm crazy or not. Because in the end you'll only make a little bit more money, and for what it's worth, it's not worth my time or anyone's time actually, because you're not free. You're listening to the government, what they want you to do, so you can conform to their ways. And this is not just college. School in general has become a place just to teach you mindless information, a lot, or useless information. How many things in school do you actually think you're going to use? Be a little bit, depending on your what you're doing, but they make you learn it all. Um, and I don't know if anyone sees the connection here, especially in the United States and I guess around the world. Think of it this way: in high school, especially, but this is true throughout all years. I'll just use high school as an example for this. You go to a building that you have to be in all day. If you leave, you get in trouble, either from the vice principal or the principal, and or for teachers, whatever. If they catch you, you get in trouble. You put in detention. But and if you avoid school entirely, you also get in trouble because you're not where you're supposed to be. But doesn't this sound a lot to you like sort of you're imprisoned to an area? Sounds to me a lot like prison, and I'll explain further. The principal, in a way, equals the warden, making sure his students obey what he wants, and the vice principal would be like the second warden, I guess, or really it's bullshit for just another principal, just two wardens, since so they can be in two places at once, in a sense. Um, and yeah, you really have no freedom. They teach you what they want you to know, and that's it. Um, Sometimes they make it seem better by allowing you to choose your own classes, but all the stuff they allow you to choose is just stuff they want you to know anyway. Um, the reason, they obviously let you go home at the end of the day, so you're released for the day, but they do that so you won't question them as much, even though they do send you home with homework. So in a way, you're not leaving, and you won't spend your time at home doing what you want. Homework's crap anyway. It doesn't. It's the most pointless thing ever. When I go home, I don't want to think. Or when I was in high school, I didn't want to think about work when I went home. So I didn't either didn't do my work or I tried to do it in school. So when I got out, I could just relax for the rest of the evening. That's what everyone should do. It's very simple. Enjoy life and don't just do what you need to do with school to get by. It's going to sound like nothing you've ever heard before what I'm about to say, but do what you need to do to get by, and then go work. You can start out small and get big. And believe me, a lot of people in history didn't go to college. Some people now who are famous didn't even go to college, and they're doing just fine. Mark Zuckerberg never finished college. I admit he did get the idea behind to Facebook from college, but he, yeah, he didn't need it, and a lot of people don't need it and think they need it because what society said. I realize I don't really need it. I am going to a community college, but that's much different. They actually pay reasonable wages, and at the end of 2 years, I can probably just go out and do something with an associate's degree. To me, the degree doesn't mean anything. Grades don't even mean anything. It just means that somebody likes what you did. In reality, you should like what you did yourself. You should enjoy the content that you're working with. So, yeah, it was much different back in the day. It was worth the money, college especially. High school always seemed to me like a bit of a prison, but at least at the end of that prison, you had something waiting for you. When you're released from the prison, you may not even know how to survive out there unless you're smart and think about it and don't just do what they want you to do because they're setting you up. They're setting you up to be a source of income because if you go to college and take out loans, especially if they know if you can't afford something, they're gonna urge you to go to college anyway because it means everything. They say they care about you, but in reality, the government just wants money. So when you graduate, you'll owe money, and they know that if you can't get a job, you'll continue to owe money. It's worth a shot to them because they don't know what will happen to you. So, and most likely today's economy, you'll owe money, and they can keep collecting money from you. The college can keep collecting money from you. They can keep getting money for building other pointless shit just to attract other people. So this cycle can continue, and they can keep stealing your money. In the future, college tuition for college will cost way too much for anyone to afford, and eventually, I just don't see this ending well for colleges. But that's good for us though. They may have to shut down or lower their rates because everything else seems to fluctuate except college degrees. They always go up.